Hi guys, it is Elisa here, or the Diamond Stitcher, as I go by on YouTube and Instagram. Hello, good morning or afternoon, whatever time it is you are watching this video. I'm really happy you are here. If you're new, I hope you'd consider subscribing, sticking around for all things diamond painting related. I try and post on a pretty regular schedule right now while I can, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes a bonus video in there if I can, or if I have the content to share with you guys. And if you're coming back, you know I really appreciate you guys and all your support you've given me on this adventure. Starting this channel and hanging out with you guys and interacting with you guys has been a pretty bright light in my day that I didn't know I needed. And I know I've said that a lot before, but you know, it's really given me some motivation and maybe a little bit of purpose. I don't know if that sounds too dark or drab, but it really has given me some purpose due to my life circumstances. Anyways, we are filming a whip and chat. Now, a little disclaimer. I've been awake since 1:34 a.m. my time. I just woke up. I could not get back to sleep. I had some energy and my mind started racing, so I got out of bed. I've been puttering around a little bit. I edited a video that let me pour some diamonds. I always start talking and then 10 minutes are passed and I'm not even diamond painting. So let me find a diamond first. I should show you what I'm working on. You might know it from the image, but here is my worn out piece of paper. What I like doing is I like photocopying the sticker sheet before I kit up into my containers. That way I have this easily accessible beside me. The way I store my diamonds, I have them in a container and they're standing upright in order from 1 to 63. So when I see a symbol on the canvas like the W, I can quickly see what number it is. So when I go to my containers where my diamonds are standing, it's really easy for me to quickly go to the number instead of like 58, instead of going through each single baggie every single time to find this symbol. So I actually think it saves time doing it this way. So I like having this. That way I'm not fighting with the canvas if I can't quite see the legend. So that's a tip I always like sharing with you guys. So I'm working on this one called Self-Portrait. The artist is Dakota Daetwiler. I've been working on this a while. I can't remember when I started it. Hopefully I wrote that down in my diamond painting logbook, but it's been quite a few weeks. I'm going to say it's been at least 4 weeks, maybe more, because I think I started this like 3 weeks after my surgery. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to do a square diamond painting for a while because it does require a little bit more arm strength, but I was able to start doing it a few weeks after surgery. I've been chipping away at it. It is taking quite a while for me. It's a bit bigger than I usually like to do. It's 83.7 centimeters long. So I like to stick between 65 and 75 right now. That seems to be my sweet spot where I don't get overwhelmed and I enjoy diamond painting. These longer ones, I tend to lose patience for parts of it. Usually at the beginning it's hard to get going, and then during the middle I'm pretty good at it, and then near the end I'm just like, when is this going to be over? That's just how my brain works. So this is one of my biggest ones that I had, but I really wanted to do it because, as you can see here, I actually planned out blinging up this diamond painting. I wanted to add a lot of crystals into it, so all my extra diamonds are crystals, and then of course whatever ABs were charted. I don't know if I can, let me just see if I can pull this over a little bit. So it's hard to see, but over here is a butterfly and they're all crystals in there. There's quite a few butterflies in this kit, and I added crystals in them all. I also added crystals in some other elements as I saw fit. So yeah, I've been having fun blinging this one out as well. It adds a little bit more time to the diamond painting, but it's been fun. So I can't wait. We're near the end. I've got probably, once I finish this row, there's one more square over here. Once I finish it, we've got about maybe a row and a half left to do, and it's mostly color blocking now, I think, for the most part. So at least small areas, or I shouldn't say color blocking, it's areas where I can multi-place. So it tends to go faster when I multi-place. I'm just going to take a sip of water. So I get up into baggies. So I have these baggies standing up. This purple is just some cardstock. It just helps it stand up a little bit better. I put my sticker right on the baggie, and I have a dryer sheet in all my baggies. So I just cut a little square. It just helps prevent any static from accumulating. I recently got a new tray. I didn't unbox it because I was too excited to work with it, but I recently got a new tray from a new small shop in the community called Firefly Diamond Art. I decided to get this tray because its spout is really cool. It actually flips open. Let me see if I can do it. So it turns open like this. So you don't need a stopper. You're not going to lose your stopper. You just turn the spout open when you're ready to pour your diamonds out and close it when you don't want any diamonds falling out. So it's really handy. I didn't like some of their other designs simply because I use baggies. So if the spout is really small, it's hard to get it back in, but this spout sticks out enough that I can pour it in without making a mess. So I'm liking this. I also like how it has this little removable trash tray, or trash dish, I should say. And the way it's designed, it's actually really neat. You know, you would think when you pour diamonds back that maybe some of this trash would fall out, but it doesn't. Just the way that it is, it holds the trash pretty well, and every once in a while, I'll empty it into my other trash container just so I don't make a mess, but it's really handy to have it right here when you're diamond painting. So I really like that, and you can see they line up the diamonds pretty nicely. It is a heavier tray, but I rest it on the table, so I'm not actually holding it, so it's not too bad. I just put some new glue dots in my pen, so hopefully they're not too sticky. I put glue dots in my single placer. You're going to hear the cat because she wants my husband to wake up. Abby, shh. Hopefully she's quiet. I just put some new glue dots, and I have some soft wax in my multi-placer. So let's get diamond painting. As I said, I've been up since, also the way I diamond paint is on this lap desk table on my couch. So you may see the screen may look like it's moving. It's actually just my table moving on the couch. But this is how I diamond paint. This is how I diamond paint now. It's a lot more comfortable for me. I can rest my head back, so it's fully supported. And I have my arms, fully supported on pillows too. That's the only way I'm able to do this. A hobby still, because of my various injuries and surgeries. So very grateful I can still partake in it. I had to take a break last year, which was actually so depressing because then I had nothing to fill my time with. So super happy to be able to diamond paint with some modifications. That's the one thing when you develop a disability in your lifetime, you know, life doesn't have to be depressing. I mean, you are going to feel sad. You are going to feel you're going to have moments of depression, like clinical depression, not just feeling sad, but actual depression. Very, very common. But with a disability, you can have a pretty fulfilling life with modification. So everything I do, I have to modify. I can't do anything that requires my arms to be unsupported. So for example, if I was a painter, I couldn't paint anymore without my arms supported. I can't hold the weight of my arms up because the nerves of my arm and neck are affected. It causes great weakness. So even cooking dinner, like if I have to stir, I tried this a few weeks ago just to see. I tried cooking a dinner on the stove that had some part of it was on the stovetop. I can't remember what it was. It was a fancy meal from one of the food delivery boxes that we got. I can't quite remember what I was making, but I required stirring on the stovetop, and let me tell you, my arm was so dead. It was really painful, and for days after, I was in quite a bit of pain and dysfunction from it. So still not able to do anything without my arms being 100% supported. So that does, it does affect me. I mean, even brushing my teeth, I struggle now because my arm's up, right, at about shoulder level. And even at shoulder level, I still have compression of the nerve. So the longer I'm brushing my teeth, the weaker my arm is getting. So I'm really struggling with that, actually. Still, it's what am I thinking of? It's it's hard living with a chronic progressive condition. That surgeries help relieve some of the compression, but for me, it doesn't last very long, and it doesn't seem to relieve the compression completely in me, because my body likes to create a lot of scar tissue. So I do typically I will do okay for a couple months after surgery, and then slowly my symptoms start returning, because scar tissue has formed. And the more surgeries you do in one area, the more scar tissue forms. Every time you're opening it up, you're just going to create even more scar tissue than the last time. So it is, there's a lot of weighing the pros and cons of doing another surgery versus, come on, Zoe, come, it's okay, come lie down. Sorry, the dog is wondering. I have the camera on the tripod on the couch, so was scared to walk by it by herself, and here the cat comes. I'm probably going to hear her scream a little bit. Hey, you say hi? You gonna say hi? Yeah, say hi. She doesn't like when I wake up early in the morning either, because it throws her whole schedule off. According to her, I've been awake now for long enough that my husband should be also awake. So she gets really antsy, and she loses patience. She just wants in the bedroom. But what was I talking about? Yeah, just every time you're opened up for surgery, your body just creates more scar tissue. So, my surgeon, he's considered the top doctor in my province for the kind of condition I have and the kind of surgeries I need, and he obviously stays pretty up to date in his practice. America is a lot more further advanced in terms of treatment for my condition and the surgeries and the other procedures that help. And he was researching something called hydrodissection. And I forgot, I was going to look it up before I pushed play to see actually scientifically what it is. But basically, they inject a large volume of sugar water, so dextrose, and some freezing, so lidocaine, and they blast the scar tissue. So I had that procedure done. What day is it today? I don't know what day it is. Well, my phone is in use. I'm filming this on, I think it's a Wednesday. So on Monday, so 2 days ago, I had this procedure done. I was supposed to have a nerve block, and when I arrived, he let me know that him and my surgeon had been talking back and forth about this new procedure, and he was willing to try it. So we decided to not do the nerve block and instead do this procedure that breaks up scar tissue. So I was a little bit anxious because, I had prepared for a nerve block, not for this, not to be a guinea pig, I should say. I joke about it, but I am. I'm the guinea pig. This hasn't been done before here. My surgeon hasn't had his patients have it done before. It's a new thing in Canada. It's not talked about a lot, at least for my syndrome. I'm not sure if other syndromes it is talked a lot, but I know it happens in America. I'm part of some support groups on Facebook for my condition, and I've come to know a lot of amazing women in the States, and it is a procedure that's done over there, I think regularly. But yeah, essentially I am being the guinea pig, so they're trying it on me. I mean, if it avoids another surgery, that's great, because as I've said a few times already, every surgery I have, my body is just going to create more scar tissue, likely in a faster amount of time, and I'm just going to need surgery after surgery after surgery, which also carries its own risks. So if there is a somewhat, I will say, less invasive procedure that they can do, then I'm willing to try it. especially because I always look at it, if it's going to help somebody else who might end up with the same condition as me, then that's okay. Like, if I don't benefit from it, but maybe it becomes more widely used and other people benefit from it, then I'll be happy. I was joking to my husband when we were driving home. I wonder if I'm going to be part of a study one day. That can be kind of like my goal, to be part of a medical study on my condition. And then I'll say I succeeded in life or something. But yeah, I'm just looking to make sure I didn't miss anything, and I did up there. Let me switch out the color in my tray. So you can just tap it very lightly and shake the diamonds out. And nothing, I have a few little bits in this trash container, nothing fell out. So I'm liking this tray. I've been using it the last couple days. I'm always a sucker for a white tray. My eyes are not great. I don't know if it's in part some of the nerve compression I have affecting the optic nerve or what, but I find my eyes have a lot of trouble with the color trays these days. Probably in the last year I noticed it, where it became more difficult. So I try and stick with the white colored trays. So I know it's boring, but if I can see, that's better. So as a few shakes and they line up the diamonds really nicely. So yeah, so on Monday I had to be at the hospital at 7:30 in the morning. They told me I couldn't eat breakfast. I don't know why. I think it was because in case they had to use anesthetic or sedation on me, they don't want you to, if you eat and then you have anesthetic, a lot of people will throw up, and when you throw up under anesthetic, you are at a high risk for aspirating, which will lead to aspiration pneumonia and all sorts of complications. So I think that's why. So I didn't eat, didn't have my morning coffee, so I had a headache. Good way to start the day. But yeah, we got to the hospital. They got me in pretty quick, which is always nice. One of my pet peeves is just like waiting an excessive amount of time for an appointment. I mean, you book an appointment, I don't know. I expect that it shouldn't be too late. I mean, this procedure was done in hospital, so obviously, there's extenuating circumstances and emergencies and yada, yada, yada. But generally, I expect people to be on time, especially that early in the morning. I find that because the levels of pain and discomfort I'm in, I don't tolerate being out for long without feeling sick, either more pain. Especially I get a lot of pain and weakness in my neck. I can't hold my neck up. I have to spend most of my day with either my head supported or in a neck brace. I don't know if it's part because with the surgeries I've had 2 to 4. I think just 2 muscles in my neck removed. It might be 3 or 4 of them, but at least 2 muscles in my neck removed, plus some other major muscles cut, so they were resected, which I'm sure adds to the instability that I feel. But is she supposed to have that little mole right there? I wonder if that's a mistake or if I put something down. Oh, it looks like it's supposed to be a mole, so I'll leave it. Anyway, what was I saying? When I don't sleep, my brain just doesn't function properly. And I was talking about being on time. Oh yeah, so I can't spend a day without my head supported. I get very weak. Like I literally can't hold my head up. And then lots and lots of pain and stiffness in my actual spine. So the longer I have to wait for an appointment, the longer the whole thing is, like the waiting, the procedure, the waiting after, the worse I feel overall. And I enter what we call a flare-up, which means a period of worsening of symptoms. And that will last the rest of the day and then sometimes 2 or 3 days after. So, it's not just being impatient and wanting my appointments to be on time. I'm like that because I get sick and that's not fun. I don't like it. So I really appreciate when everybody's running on time. So the procedure started maybe 25 minutes late, which is fine. The doctor was really nice. This is the first time I have seen, well, I guess I've seen the doctor once before. I met him in the office before procedure, but we had decided at that time to do the nerve block. So I was meeting him again for the second time. Very nice guy. And he let me know that he had talked to my surgeon and they decided to do the hydrodissection instead of a nerve block, which I was a little bit anxious about because the nerve block is for pain relief and I've been having a lot of pain. But I'm having pain in part because of all the scar tissue. So we elected to do that procedure on Monday, so 2 days ago. Oops, I put the wrong color down. Or I put it on the wrong symbol. So yeah, he used an ultrasound machine. He did it at the bedside, so I didn't have to go into a fancy operating room. He just did it at the bedside, and they have to put a little bit of freezing in under the skin, just like if you were getting, I'm trying to think what you guys might relate to. Like if you're at the dentist, you know, they give you a freezing in your mouth before they put a filling in your tooth or remove a tooth. Same idea. So they freeze under the skin so that when they actually do the procedure, it's not painful, because when they do the procedure, it's a longer needle and it has to go deeper. So he had to go down into what we call the brachial plexus. The brachial plexus is the bundle of nerves that exit the neck and go down into the arm. So it's quite an important nerve bundle. If those nerves are damaged, you lose function of your arm, which is why I've lost some function of my arm. But anyways, around that brachial plexus, I had a lot of scar tissue. And I had that scar tissue mostly removed in my surgery a year ago on the left side, but I've since grown scar tissue back. So the idea is they inject a high volume of the sugar water, so dextrose and lidocaine, into the scar tissue at various points. So he only had to poke me twice, but then he moved the needle around a few times into different areas of scar tissue, and basically you blast it away. So he used 10 mils, 10 cc's of fluid in both sites, so 20 of total of 20 cc's. So if you're a nurse or in healthcare, you know that injection-wise, that's a lot of fluid. Like when we do a subcutaneous injection, usually we don't go over a mil in most cases. And I had 20 mils injected into scar tissue, so I'm actually still swollen today, which I didn't immediately notice after the procedure. I'm just looking here, make sure I didn't miss anything. I still have a bit of swelling. I'm not sure how immediate the benefits are supposed to be. With the lidocaine, that provides some freezing, so that can provide an immediate some relief. So I did feel some relief after the procedure. But in terms of like how long it takes for that solution to actually break up the scar tissue and then my body would reabsorb the scar tissue and stuff, I'm not sure what the process is. I didn't really research it much myself. I tend to just, you know, trust my doctors now and let them do all the research and just trust my team. It's a lot easier for me and I have a lot less anxiety when I just trust them. So actually not sure how long. He said that you might notice pretty quickly some relief, because if it breaks up some of that scar tissue, you're going to have less compression on the nerve, so you're going to have some relief in pain and also other symptoms. My arm also changes color. It goes blue. It loses circulation. It gets really, really ice cold. It gets mottled looking, like, you know, splotchy, like red and purple splotchy on the skin. So there's lots of vascular issues too. So today it's been 2 days and I feel not too bad. My neck is killing me, but that's another story. The procedure I had targeted my brachial plexus, so my arm is where I'm going to feel most of the relief, not so much my neck. And I feel okay. I don't feel too bad. it's really hard for me to tell if I have reduced pain. Like, I have to keep a pain diary, and every day I have to write down what my pain level is like out of 10. Before the procedure, it was, I numbered it an 8, or a 7 at rest and an 8 on movement, and I think it's about like a 2 or a 3 today. So I think it's helped a little bit, which is great. I hope it's, lasts a while, because this is all new to these doctors, this procedure. We're not sure what it's going to look like in terms of when I need it done again. But I follow up with that surgeon in a month, and then we'll see how it worked. And he said I'll probably need 2 to 3 more, need it done 2 to 3 more times, which is typical for me. My body tends to be rare, and like, procedures wear off faster in me than other people, and I need higher doses of things than other people. It's just the way my body metabolizes things, I guess. So I tend to need repeat procedures, so I am expecting to have it done at least 2 more times. And so far, my body's response to it is positive. I haven't noticed any negative things happening, so that's good. So I'm hopeful that this will break up enough scar tissue that I don't need another surgery on my left arm. My left arm now has had, oops, sorry, I didn't put the lock on my light pad, so oops, let me just fix this. The nice thing about this light pad is it has a feature where you can lock it so your arm doesn't change the brightness on you. I just didn't put it on before I sat down, so it's on now. Yeah, so I'm hopeful that this might prevent another surgery. I've had 1, 2, 3, 4 surgeries on the left arm alone. But yeah, it would be nice not to have another surgery, but I'm also prepared for it. During the last surgery, there was so much scar tissue, it was crazy. I wish he would have wrapped the nerves in something. I don't know why he didn't. I think because it just adds another layer of risk. Now, the surgery I had a month and a half ago was on my right arm, and he actually did wrap those nerves with a nerve wrap. So the purpose of a nerve wrap, they wrap something around the nerves to help prevent scar tissue from adhering directly to the nerves. It will adhere to this wrap instead, so which is fine. It's when it attaches to the nerves that it becomes a problem when you get your symptoms returning. But if it attaches to the nerve wrap, those nerves are protected, so it shouldn't affect, like, it shouldn't become symptomatic again or have problems. So he did do that on the right, but he didn't do it on the left. I think he elected to do it on the right this time because of all the troubles I've had on my left. So, so far, so good on the right. But on the left, we have already discussed if we need to go in that he's going to wrap the nerves. And what they wrap it with is like a little piece of fat from around another muscle. So I think he took it from around my muscle in my chest, my pec minor. Our major muscles in our chest are the pecs. We have a pec major and a pec minor. So he took it off, a fat pad off the pec minor when he resected that one, so when he cut that muscle, and he wrapped it around the nerve. So that's what I might need done on the left, but if this hydrodissection procedure can prevent that, that would be great. Or at least it can, if it can like put off surgery as long as possible, I think that would be good. 1, I think I need break from surgery, and 2, each surgery is a risk of its own, right? So the more relief we can get for a longer period of time, the better. Because I may just need, throughout my lifetime, repeat surgeries to deal with the scar tissue. Some people do have to have that done, but then there also becomes a time when, like, there's no more, Hopefully that I don't reach that anytime soon. Being so young, I would hate to kind of be told this is as good as it gets, but yeah, so that took a long time to share that story, but that's what I had done on Monday. And then yesterday, Tuesday, Mom decided to come over. She brought her diamond painting, her paint gem mini set, and we diamond painted for a little bit over at my house, which was nice. I don't usually diamond paint with someone, so it was kind of nice. We're going to try and do that more regularly. One, so she wants to help me around the house to take some load off of my husband because I'm not able to do a lot. So yeah, she decided she wanted to come and help. So that's really nice. The other thing is there is a new seniors apartment building. I don't know if I've mentioned this already. If I have, sorry, but there's a new seniors apartment building. They're building by the hospital near me, so it's only like, it's basically across the highway. So not far at all. For I think 50 plus or 55 plus, and they've applied to move in there. Now they're currently in a place about 40 minutes away, which I can't drive to. It's way too long. If I drive, I only drive short distances, like under 5 minutes, and only one stop. I can't do the in and out of the car thing anymore, and I'm not really that safe to drive because I can't turn my neck in the full range of motion. So I'm very careful. I use other ways to shoulder check and other ways to see, but still, I avoid driving at all costs. So if they were able to move and live a little bit closer, it'd be really nice. I can hop in my electric wheelchair over there and visit, or they could come over here. On my side of the highway, we have, it's a nice neighborhood with a lot more trees and less traffic, and it's nice for walking. I think I've mentioned before too, my dad is or has end-stage COPD, so we're not sure how much time he has left, so it would be nice to see them more often. I mean, they live 40 minutes away. They don't mind driving, but it would be nice just to have them next door, because for me, I never know how I feel until I wake up. So I don't really make plans because then I'll just cancel them all the time. So I tend not to make plans. So if they lived a lot closer, it would be nice. We kind of make spur of the moment plans, right? So yeah, they filed all their, or they handed in all the info that the place needed, you know, to check finances and references, I guess, and stuff. And they're just waiting to hear back from them. They're not certain if they will accept it. It depends how much it actually costs monthly. Rents in our area in Canada, I don't know if the States is the same, but in Canada it's ridiculous. The apartment we lucked out when we moved into our apartment that the rental rates weren't too crazy yet, so we got in when it was $1,300 a month for a one-bedroom den. Actually, it was $1,140, I think, the first year. We've been here 5 years now. But if we were to move out and someone was to move in, they're renting this for like $1,900 to $2,000. So rent has like skyrocketed. So I think where they're living now, they pay $1,700 a month for a two-bedroom place, which is good. And where they're living now is also a seniors building. And some of the suites in the building, you can apply for subsidies. So when my dad does pass away, my mom would be able to apply for low income, where's my 40? There it is. Low income housing. So the rental charge would be a lot cheaper. But what I didn't know was it's not the entire building. It's only specific suites. And the suite they're in right now, you can't get that low income. So if, you know, my father passes away and mom, like the low income suites are taken, and they'll probably be taken for a long time. You know, once people move in, they're not going to leave. It's a really nice, brand new, spanking new building, beautifully done. So there's no guarantee she actually can access that. And that's the whole kind of reason why they moved into that building. So that was kind of frustrating to learn. So I think my dad said that they might be looking at like $1,900 if they moved into this new building. So it's an extra $200 a month, but on two older people who don't have a retirement savings and don't have a good pension, they just have like the basic government pension. They, at least my mom was self-employed. So if you don't save, you don't, whoops, I put the wrong color there. If you don't save, you don't have money for retirement, right? Where did I put that? In here. So this is what I use my tweezers for. If I put the wrong diamond down, I'll just pop it off with tweezers. It was this one that popped off. So yeah, it's an extra $200 or something like that dollars a month. I'm hoping that maybe it is feasible and they're offered a suite and they can live closer. I think that would be amazing for both of us. I think we'd both be a lot happier being closer and seeing each other more often. It's just really hard, as I said, with me. I mean, a 40-minute commute each way, it does add up. And if you do that a few times a week, like, that's a lot of hours in your life you wasted in the car, right? And I don't know, I hate traffic. I hate traffic. So it's not fun. So it would be really nice if they could move closer. So I'm really hoping they hear from those people and at least consider it. It would be nice. But we are already at 37 minutes here. Not much else has happened. That was yesterday, and today I've been up since 1:34 in the morning. So, and I don't feel tired yet. So I'm going to be diamond painting probably for a few hours, and then I'll take a morning snooze. Hopefully, I hate days that I wake up this early. I just feel so disgusting. I feel tired. I feel cranky. I feel, it almost makes me feel like I'm hungover. I don't drink, but anymore, I should say. I haven't drank alcohol for many, many years now. But that's what I start to feel like. The longer I'm awake, I just start feeling just that weird feeling of being hungover. So I hate it. So I'll probably sleep the afternoon away. But I did want to film this little whip and chat and get it out of the way. Not much has happened in my life as usual, but I'm really hopeful that that procedure provides me some relief. I'm optimistic based on how I'm feeling now. So really, really happy that they were able to try that. And pray for me if you pray, or cross your fingers that it does provide relief, and it is something that we can do again, and it would avoid another surgery. Don't forget to like this video before you head out. It really helps the small channel grow. It's something to do with the YouTube algorithm. When you like a video, when you leave a comment, and when you share videos, it just really helps make these videos be recommended. So I have my channel recommended, you know, when you're searching YouTube. So I'd really appreciate if you give it a quick like. That's free. And then if you have time to leave a comment, let me know how you're doing. Let me know which diamond painting you're working on, if you're participating in any events. Oh, that's the other thing. I decided impromptu, kind of spur of the moment, I decided to host an event this summer, so it's going to be very laid back. It starts June 1st, so by the time this video goes up, it would have already started. It's going to be through June and July, so June 1st to July 31st, if I remember correctly. There's going to be, the only kind of rule is a licensed diamond painting. You need at least 30 by 40 centimeters to finish. And we're going to do weekly prizes. I have a lot of members in my Facebook group donating some really awesome prizes, so I think it's going to be great. And we're just going to have fun this summer diamond painting along, pushing each other to finish diamond paintings or make progress, and just, you know, building community. I've been feeling very kind of alone lately. When you live a life of chronic illness, you spend a lot of time alone in your house, and you know, it can get very, very lonely. So I thought, why not put together an event for those that want to participate. It's a little bit more laid back for those that do go on vacation or have kids and they don't have as much time to diamond paint. You can still join us and enter for some weekly prizes. So that'll be on my Facebook group, Licensed DP Fans Canada. I will have a link to that in the description box below to the group. Make sure you answer the membership questions before you join. Review the rules. And yeah, it's called Licensed DP Fans Canada because it started out as a D-Stash group and it's since turned into just an overall supportive group for diamond painting. So anyone's allowed posting, anyone's welcome, whether you're Canadian or not. It only is if you are destashing that you must be willing to ship to Canada. That's the only thing. But otherwise, everybody's welcome. So come join us in that group if you want just a laid-back event to participate in with some weekly prizes and just a really good group of core women that love diamond painting. Yeah. Otherwise, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you made it to the end, leave me a little butterfly emoji. And if you have time, just leave a comment. Like I said, let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you're participating in any events. Yeah, let me know too. The recent Diamond Art Club sale, it would have happened a few days before this video goes up. This video will go up on the following Monday. So let me know what you got from Diamond Art Club's anniversary sale. Otherwise, that's it. Take care, you guys. Happy diamond painting, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.